I didn't choose to wake up and be gay. I didn't choose to wake up and, be trans. I did choose to live my lifestyle and live in my truth and live authentically as being who the fuck I am. Hey stars, it's your girl cute as Corey. I am back here with another video for you girls. If you're new here, welcome. My name is Corey Cheyenne. I am transgender. If you would love to join the STARR family on this journey of becoming gray, feel free to join us. All you gotta do is subscribe, hit the notification bell so you'll be notified when I make new posts, and follow me on all my socials. This is kind of a topic that I've been avoiding, but a lot of people have wanted me to talk about this. And this has been for a while now. I just never really talked about it because and sorry about my bed's messy, girl. Anyways, I haven't really talked about this because, like, I kind of like to just give things a second and let things in the world calm down a little bit before I touch on certain things. One thing that I hate to do is, like, hop on something when everybody else, it's I don't like that, you know. I'm not really like the bandwagoner type, or I don't let other people in social media influence how I think or how I feel. So with that being said, I mean, you know, shit's not sweet and then nothing is over, but it's like a little bit calmer, and I feel like it's a good time for me to speak my piece. So what I'm going to talk about today is being LGBT in the black community. Being transgender, or being gay, or being... Well, I can't really speak on lesbians. I can speak on what I know from the outside looking in. But I'm not a lesbian, and I've never lived that life. But being black, being gay, and being trans, I can definitely speak on. And if you are a trans girl of color, then you definitely would feel me on this. I'm tired of seeing all this bullshit on social media. I'm tired of people, you know, making excuses and justifications about, you know, why they feel like it's okay for them to oppress black LGBT people, you know. And this is just people within the black community. So I feel like when you look around, everybody in their community kind of looks out for each other. White people. And by the way, I hope I'm not offending anybody in this video. I don't want to offend anyone. White people, I feel like white people stick together. They always look out for each other. And this is not me cooning or whatever the case is. If you don't know what cooning is, or being a coon, it is when a black person kind of like kisses white people's ass and just does everything for the likes and acceptance of a white person, with you being someone of a darker skin tone. Boom. So yeah, it's kind of like a black ignorance, but there's so many different forms of black ignorance. But anyways, yeah, so white people, they stick together, you know, they look out for their community, their LGBT community. Like, I mean, and I'm not saying all white people are for the LGBT community within their white community. You don't hear things about, like, you know, white trans women getting killed. You don't hear things about, you do hear a lot of more Hispanic trans women getting killed. But honestly, I feel like Hispanics, they fall under the black window. Yeah, so, and if there's anything that I say in this video and you feel like I am wrong, feel free to correct me in the comments below. If I say anything that might sound offensive, please let me know. This is my first time really talking about, you know, things that are so triggering on such like a major platform. You know, I have conversations with my friends all the time about these things, but I don't really like speak on it publicly, unless, like, you know, if you follow me on Instagram, you'll see me, I'll make, you know, posts and repost things. And I feel like with the black community, we're so divided within ourselves, and then we're also oppressed as a black community. So it's like there's the black community, then there's the black LGBT community, you know, then there's the black people who don't act black, or who, you know, probably have a different upbringing, or were raised differently, or hung around a different certain type of people, so they're not your typical black person, so they're automatically oppressed and looked at as different. Or, you know, like when people say things like, oh yeah, you know, she talks white, And honestly, I can definitely say that I've been one of those people because I've always got kind of like laughed at for talking the way that I do. Being trans is like, it's just such a hard life, being a black trans woman, because you are oppressed by society, then you're oppressed by your own community of black people, then you're also oppressed by the LGBT community as well at times. So it's like a lose-lose situation, but you have to be strong enough to know yourself and know that you are loved and loved unconditionally, and know that you have a place here and you play a role on this earth. And the universe, you know, our creator, or God, or whoever you look up to, made you perfectly, you know. And we get shunned a lot for living within our truth, you know. And a lot of people love to say, oh yeah, well, being gay is a choice, or, you know, being trans is a choice, being a lesbian is a choice. And I can argue with that so much, because what people don't understand is, no, it's not a choice. I didn't choose to wake up and be gay. I didn't choose to wake up and, you know, be trans. I did choose to live my lifestyle and live in my truth and live authentically as being who the fuck I am, and not caring about what the next person thinks, because their life and their opinions have nothing to do with me. You know, they didn't make me, they didn't bring me in this world, so it doesn't matter what they think of me. But I am going to say, yes, that's a choice, but you can't choice feelings. Feelings aren't a choice. So let's take a DL man, right? So a man can be having these gay feelings, right? And when I say gay, I mean wanting to sleep with another male. You know, it's a male attracted to other males and wanting to sleep with other males. And male identifying men, masculinity, that sort of things. So men can like have those feelings, and they can suppress those feelings, you know, and they can choose to live a DL life, or they can choose to just not speak on it or act on it, you know, and they can choose to completely suppress that. But deep down inside, knowing themselves, them knowing who the fuck they are, because they know how they feel, because it's their body and they're their own person, they know how they really feel. They might not choose to speak up about it or live in that truth, but they still know how they feel. It's not a choice. We didn't choose this. The lifestyle is a choice. Choosing to live and be free and being yourself is a choice. I don't feel like people, you know, care to understand LGBT people, and people are so quick to jump on the fence of hating something that they know nothing about. And it's like, me, I get it. I understand if you're not into it. I understand if you probably don't agree with it. It can be deemed as unnatural, or it can be this and be that, whatever the fuck you feel or whatever. But the thing about it is, that does not give you the right to completely treat a person differently because, you know, they're going through something or they live a different lifestyle that you don't understand. Because there's things that I'm gonna tell you this. There's things that people do that they don't speak about, that nobody would accept or tolerate or agree with. Nobody in this world is perfect, and that's the problem. People who are so imperfect want to point the finger at the next person and try to make themselves feel better about their imperfect life by downing another person. At the end of the day, we are all still human beings. And my thing is, the reason why I don't debate with people and I don't get into it with folks about nothing that they do, I don't really speak on things, I don't have an opinion on shit, on certain things. I do have an opinion on a lot of things, you know, a lot of things are just kind of dumb and stupid, like, but 9 times out of 10, LGBT people are not hurting the world. And I don't speak on nobody else's life because it's not my business. And people can be going through things or doing things that I may not understand. And that's okay. Because everything isn't for me to understand, especially when it comes to another person's life. And that's what these people don't understand. But I feel like, as being black, we should all stick together. We're already oppressed so much in the world, and especially living in America. We're already so ostracized as black people and people, like, I feel like the black community should just stick together. We've had a long history of mistreatment and dehumanization and bullshit and oppression. It's just crazy because even within our own community, we don't look out for each other. My thing is, if you have, like, and this is why I don't speak on the whole, how I feel about, you know, people transitioning at an early age, like young kids. But that is a topic for another video. It's not my place or business to tell someone what they should do with their life and how they feel. Now, I do have, you know, I do have a certain opinion about it, but the way that I view things is from a peaceful aspect of things in life. And a lot of people are like, oh, this is just reality, da 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 da. And it's just like, yeah, it is reality that, you know, everything isn't peaches and cream and it's not always going to be peaceful and the world may not ever be at peace. That can be reality, but that can be your reality, you know. People don't understand that you can live the life that you want to live. You can just put good out and be good. Because whatever energy that you put out there to the universe is going to come back to you. And everything in your life is a reflection of your fucking self. And I've stressed this so many times. And it's just like, as black people, we will never be able to be treated right if we don't even treat ourselves right. You know, it makes no sense. And that's the same thing with the LGBT community. We will never be, I don't want to say accepted because nobody gives a fuck about an acceptance from another person, but we will never be looked at by society in a certain way because we can't even get our own shit together within our own home. That's like me leaving my mom's house and trying to go to my aunt's house and tell them about themselves, and we don't even have shit together at my mom's house, you know? I can't tell nobody anything about something when I don't even have my own shit together. And it's like, the black community, they praise lesbians a lot more than they would do your average gay black male or your trans black woman or even a trans black man. Black trans women are getting killed rapidly, and it's like people are really out here trying to take us out just because it has nothing to do with people not speaking forward about who they are. It's because more people are ashamed of how they feel or what they do or, you know, who they're attracted to. And, you know, trans women are already looked at as like, we're the bad guys, you know. We're the bad guys and we're this and we're that. And it's just like, we're looked at as bad people. We're creatures, we're foreign, and we're mutants or whatever people say. And it's like, it's crazy to me because I don't understand how you can really just be so dehumanizing, you know? And it's like, whether you understand something or not, or whether it's for you or not, I don't feel like it's your place to just make someone feel bad about their life because it's something that you're not used to. And that's why I've never been the type of person to judge anybody in my life. And this is before I even knew I became to be trans. I've always knew that I was gay and attracted to boys. Whether I didn't decide to live that lifestyle until I was the age of 18. See, but that's the thing. I could have been lived in my truth. Sorry. I could have been living my truth. I could have been lived that life, but I decided to wait. But I feel like everything happened for a reason, and I did everything within the right timing, and I'm happy. I'm happy, you know. I've battled those demons. I've done everything needed to do in order for me to become the strong person that I am today. And I also don't walk around spreading hate either. Hate never wins. Hate is never the answer. You know, I love everyone, even the people that don't love me, because those are the people that need it the most. And I think I was saying before I got off topic really quick that black people will praise black lesbians before they, you know, praise the other LGBT community, the other, you know. And it's like, I don't understand because they're still homosexual, you know. But it's because it's something that's not appealing to you or your eye. It's like you don't want to see it, you don't want to hear about it, and then people say that, oh, we have an agenda, we're trying to force things on people. And the thing that I don't understand is we were forced our whole life to grow up and watch and be influenced by things that didn't resonate with us. And we had to make that sole decision when we got older of who we wanted to be and how we wanted to live our life. And a lot of people try to sit here and say, oh, you know, it's confusing, but at the end of the day, everyone's also deleted our history of trans people. Everyone made it seem like being homosexual, being anything other than heterosexual was a crime, or was just bad, or just foreign, or just it's just not supposed to be like that. But when it comes to this whole life thing, there is no book. There's no book. There's no book of rules. There's no instruction panel. There's no how-to. There's no brochure. There's no pamphlet. There's none of that. It's not how it goes. It really saddens me how many of my sisters are getting killed because, and then the shit that people say, like, yo, you should have told him, or, you know, I don't know. People just say some of the most ignorant and hurtful things, and it's just crazy to me because, like, it could be your sister or your brother, your mother, your father, your child. What happened to that unconditional love that was built in us when we first were born and we came out of the womb? For my women, what happened to those, my biological women that can reproduce? What happened to that unconditional love that was embedded in you from the time that you decided you wanted to keep your baby when you knew you were pregnant? I mean, and whether if you were not, it's just, you know, I feel like it's the nature of unconditional love, whether you decide to keep your baby or not. This is all off topic, but it's all tying in with what I'm saying. It's about the unconditional love. The Black community is so hurt, and we're so damaged, and it's so much generational hurt and damage that we hold, and that's the reason why we are stuck in a time now where it's just things are crazy. You know, like people say we're going through a spiritual war right now, which we are. I feel like we're all fighting for our spot on this earth. I feel like that's what's really happening right now. With everything going on in the world, we're all fighting for a spot on this fucking planet. That's the LGBT community people fighting, the trans community fighting, the Black community fighting, the Hispanic community fighting, the white people. And no offense to anybody who's white that watches my videos, because I love white people. I, you know, have white in my family. That doesn't mean, you know, really anything. But at the same time, it's like, just because we're being oppressed doesn't mean that we have to be the oppressor. But I feel like people just like, I feel like we're all fighting for a spot on this planet. It's the whole world, but America is fighting the most because America is the most problematic country. From the president to the citizen, it's just like, it's so much. The government, like everything is just so crazy. And it's so problematic. It's so controversial. America is just, it's fighting. We're trying to take our freedom back, you know? And I feel like, we all just want a spot here. We all just want to be heard. We all just want to love and be loved. Like, everything is deeper than what you guys are seeing. And I definitely feel like you guys should look into things from a deeper and a spiritual aspect. I feel like the universe is definitely shaking things up with Mother Earth right now because it's just too much bullshit that's been going on. And mind you, with everything that's going on in the world today, I do feel like things are going to get better. I know it sounds crazy, but hear me out. We're not doing all this fighting for no reason. There's gonna be a point in time when we're all gonna get so tired of this, right? Because it's taking so much energy out of everybody to keep putting up this fight. And it's gonna take so much energy out of white people to continue to be racist and push racism before they eventually get tired of it. And that's why we as Black people are fighting for that. For our freedom. For our rights. That's why us trans people are fighting for that. You have, you know, the iconic trans women who do so much for the community. T.S. Madison, you know, India Moore, MJ Rodriguez. You have Laverne Cox, you know, and you have people who are really pushing towards happiness in the transgender community, if that makes sense. Not saying that we're all unhappy, but it's a lot of stigma that comes with it, you know. And being trans, you're under so much pressure because it's so much pressure. Like, you have biological women who don't like you, then you have heterosexual men who don't like you, and then you have, like, if you're, you know, a trans woman of color, you have your own fucking community of black people, which you should feel like home, don't like you, and we're just so oppressed. And it's crazy because I got to a point where I was like, I'm done with black men. I snapped out of it real quick, but it was how I was feeling, because I was just so sick of black men. And I will make a video about that separately, because that's another long video within itself. This video is already almost about 30 minutes long. But if you didn't know, like, this is basically how it is in the world today, and how it's been, and this is what it's like being black and trans, and this is what it's like being LGBT in a black community. You know, everything is just all messed up in the head, and everything is just all over the place. But I really wanted to make this video to say, if you are a black trans woman or a black person in the LGBT community, and you feel, you know, like you're lost or you're alone, you're not alone. We are all in this together. You are loved, you are beautiful, you are here for a reason, and you have a purpose. We all have a purpose. And don't waste your energy trying to go back and forth and make someone understand you, because it's not going to do anything. The only way someone will understand you is if they want to understand you. That's just how it goes, you know. So you'll just be drained trying to argue with everyone. You'll be drained trying to constantly defend yourself to a group of people. I'm not saying don't speak your piece and say what's on your mind and say your opinions. No, say how you feel, baby girl or baby boy. Say it. You know, stand for something or fall for anything. Have something to stand for. What are you living for? What made you choose to live the lifestyle that you chose? Are you doing it for the right reasons or the wrong reasons? You know, are you transgender just because you want to look like a woman? Are you transgender just because you feel like it will make you more money and you can do sex work? Are you transgender because you have like an interior motive of like, I don't know, trying to compete with somebody and trying to prove a point? Or are you truly trans because you love yourself and this is the life that is chosen for you, and you want to be something and be happy and live in your truth and be authentic and original, you know? Like, did you have those spiritual conversations with God or the universe, and the universe told you like, hey, you're beautiful, you know? Did you go through those traumatic times of battling those demons, and you maybe came close to losing a war, but you won? Because the universe said that you tried to take yourself from this planet, and the universe said you weren't done yet. You still have work to do. We're so strong as people, and we hold a lot of things in. Not everyone's strong, though. There's a lot of weak-minded people. There's a lot of weak people. But I always push higher thinking. Always think higher. Don't think at surface level. Dig deeper into things, because it's always more than, you know, what you think. So, on that note, I'm going to end this video. If you guys, you know, have anything that you want to add on to this, or if there's anything that I missed, or if you agree or if you disagree, if you want to talk about it, girl, let's hit the comments and we can definitely have a discussion about it. I appreciate you guys so much for watching. I love you guys so much. Don't let anyone tell you that you are invalid. Your life matters. You're beautiful. You're loved. And stay pretty and stay positive, you know? Just be the love that you want to see. Be the change that you want to see. The universe loves you, and I do too. If you feel like no one loves you, always remember that. Don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe. And please share this video with everyone, because the world needs to know. And the world needs to understand what type of things that we go through being who we are. So, yes, stars, I love you guys so much. And thank you for coming on this journey with the STARR fam of becoming great and everything of that sort. We're gonna get there, girl. We're gonna get there. It may be a rocky road, but there's nothing that the universe doesn't put us through that we will not be able to handle. Remember that. I love you guys so, 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 so much. Don't forget to go and check out my other videos. Peace, stars.